Good morning. Welcome to the next stage of my closet review, or edit, I guess is what I was calling it. My coat closet. I don't know if you remember the last video I did about closet review when I said I'd been listening to some vloggers who had done their own coat closet review, and I remember thinking, oh my goodness, this one vlogger, as much as I really like her channel, she had 17 coats. And then I remember saying in my video, God, who needs 17 coats? And then I thought, maybe before I come off all minimalist, I should be sure that I don't have 17 coats in my closet. So that's what we're going to do today. We are going to count my coats, look at my coats, decide what I'm not going to wear this year, and to see if I actually need any new coats. Okay, before we get started, I want to just tell you what I'm wearing. This Vince very light wool turtleneck sweater that I bought in 2014. The thing that I really like about this sweater is it's long. It's really long. And it has, I'm not sure if you can see that, really nice ribbing on the arms, and then this wide ribbed panel down the side. So it's really plain sweater with just that little bit of detailing, which is kind of how I like things. I don't like sweaters to be all gussied up. So with this sweater, I'm wearing my burgundy Simon rag and bone cropped pants and my all green, slipped my mind there for a minute, burgundy loafers with gray socks. Okay, so let's get started. All my coats are in the hall closet, which I guess is not surprising. Maybe the surprising part is that hubby's coats are not in here because he keeps his on a hooks at the back door. So I keep all of my spring, fall, whatever coats in the hall closet. I bag them up when I'm not wearing them and kind of swap them around each season, just like I do all of my other stuff. I actually haven't swapped them around yet, so it's kind of a dual purpose video. Okay, so the first thing in the closet is this coat, which I have pulled out. I wore it when we drove up the valley for a hiking trip. I wore it shopping the other day with jeans and boots, and my new gray Vince heathered gray and cream sweater looks awesome with this because it's short, and I love this jacket. It's the perfect weight for being in and out of the car, for shopping. It's super light. It's not super high quality, but it was really inexpensive. It was under $100 Canadian, so you know that's pretty good. This is the second year I'm wearing it. I know that getting it in white might not have been such a great idea. I mean, my mom would have died when I was a kid if I bought a white winter coat. But yeah, I didn't pay a ton for it, which is no excuse really to kind of, you know, do fast fashion. But I really wanted something bright around my face. I'm so tired of dark coats, and going to the mall and seeing everybody in a dark down coat, black down coat, which you know, is depressing. So yeah, so that coat is a favorite of mine. The next thing in here that we have are my spring coats. This is my Montclair spring coat I bought 2 years ago. This is the really old Theory windbreaker. It's reversible. I bought this, well, maybe the year before I retired. Just because I was looking for a new spring coat, and they had this in Theory, and I thought, oh, that's kind of neat. So I've worn it with it's kind of like camo. What is camo? It's gray, and yeah, I really like it. I've actually gotten a lot more wear out of it this summer than I ever have, because I like the color scheme with my new coloring. The other spring coat I have is this really old Michael Kors all-purpose coat. Partly I got really tired of it because it kind of has an A-line shape, and I didn't like that, and I was tired of this a couple of years ago, and I went in search of a trench coat and couldn't find one. All the kind of dun color, the yellowy, creamy, beigey colors looked like, they looked dreadful on me, and I ended up buying the Montclair coat, which is actually not unlike the Michael Kors. So I've got a navy one and a black one. Then they're quite similar, but yeah. Okay, so these are going to have to go into a garment bag. Now, what we have in this bag, first off, is my newest Max Mara coat. It's a tweed Max Mara weekend, which is what most of my Max Mara stuff is. It's the less expensive line, one of the less expensive lines. I really like this coat. It fits me so perfectly. The arms are nice and long, which for me is often a problem. I like it because it's super simple. And I love the color. I bought this in New York in 2016. A friend and I went to New York shopping, and I'd been on the hunt for a tweed coat. I'd looked at several around here, couldn't find anything I liked. I thought I wanted a black and gray tweed coat, and when I found this, I tried it on. I was like, oh my god, but it's pink. And my friend and the sales lady were like, well, seriously, looks really good on you. And what was really cool was this is at Macy's, and it was our last day in New York, and we were staying just around the corner from Macy's. And I have to say that the sales staff in there was so awesome. Because it's Max Mara, and even though it's not the highest end, I love the lining. See the lining? It's so nice. It was still pricey, and yeah, so I kind of balked a little bit at the price. And the sales lady in Macy's said, but you're here visiting, so you get, I think it was 10% off. And she said, now we can wangle it so you get 30 or something percent, I think, off that coat. So we did the math. So I applied for a Macy's account, and it was her idea. I mean, she was handling it all. She was talking to them upstairs at the credit department saying, okay, I've got this lovely lady here from Ottawa, Canada, and she wants this coat, and I want her to have this coat, and blah, blah, blah. She went above and beyond. And then what happened was they had to text me on my cell phone. And my cell phone was charging back at the hotel. So the sales lady goes, Sue, she was a hoot. I'm hanging on to this coat. You guys get over there and get that phone and get back here. So we ran the 2 or 3 blocks to the hotel, got the phone, came back to Macy's, and it was a flip phone. I'd never received a text on it before. And so the lady, what was it? I forget how it went now. But anyway, as it turned out, they wouldn't send the text on the phone, and it's I think the purpose of it is to determine whether or not the person who's applying for the account, the credit account, is actually that person, or the established identity. In the end, they wouldn't give it to me because the phone and our telephone account was in hubby's name, and we have different last names, and the whole thing was a bit of a mess. And they were like, no, we can't do this. So anyway, in the end, I forget what her name was. I wish I remember. She called back upstairs and went, I can't believe you guys are doing this to this lady. She is not trying to scam us. This was my idea. Blah, blah, blah. Anyway, in the end, they gave me 20 or 25% off the coat, and just to be nice. And yeah, so I bought it and shoved it into my suitcase and lugged it home because we were traveling, we weren't checking our bags, and I think I had to sit on and then I had to carry the darn thing all the way through. Anyway, it was worth it. I was so pleased that I got the coat, and shout out to all the staff at Macy's because they were amazing. Okay. I promise you that I am not going to tell a long, convoluted story with each and every coat in my closet, I promise. Can you imagine if I had 17 coats? Like a 2-hour movie. Okay, so the next coat in the cupboard is another Max Mara. When Liz used to work at Holtz, Max Mara was my go-to coat stop. It was hard to find coats for a long time. We don't have a lot of really good department stores in Ottawa. And I can remember going to the Bay and not liking any of the coats I found until I actually discovered Max Mara for the first time. Now, this coat's pretty old. It's 20 something, I don't know, can't remember. It's a lovely coat. It's Max Mara Studio, which is another, I think that's a line down from Max Mara Weekend, but I'm not sure. Sadly, this coat is getting a little bit tight on me. So maybe if I wore my bikini, not that I own a bikini, under it, but I still really like it. I like these nice little snaps here. It's a nice little feature. It's such a lovely coat. I'm not going to get rid of it. It'll be probably one of those ones that I'll haul on when it matches what I'm wearing and I don't have to button it. Yeah, I should probably have sized up when I bought it, but gosh, I loved this coat for so many years. So I'm keeping it. It's not going anywhere. It even has nice, I'm not sure if you can see that, outside stitching down the front. Yeah, it's a really well-made coat. So probably not going to be wearing that a lot. Okay. In here, I have my super duper warm down coat, long down coat, which I bought the year I retired. That was the year I retired. I don't know, I'm sure I've told you this before on the blog. Hubby was diagnosed with heart disease and had to have double bypass. And yeah, and so we were out and about a lot, in and out of the car, going to appointments in the winter. And all of my coats were business wear coats. If they weren't business wear, they were for skiing. I didn't have a really warm winter coat. And yeah, so I went out, I got this at Zara for $149. And it's been a really, really good coat. It's a super puffer, like it's really puffy. I still like the color on me. It doesn't show the wear. I like the collar, the way it'll come up and cinch around, but it's also kind of neat looking. So that's a keeper. My friend says, I think I said this already, my friend says I can wash it, so I'm kind of loath to try it until I really need to, because I don't want to ruin it, because I'll never find another one that isn't black. Okay, what else have we got in here? We have my super long green wool coat from Holt Renfrew. It's Angora and wool. Super well made. I've worn this for the past couple of years on the odd blog post. It has a really nice self belt in the back, a huge vent. Comes, way up your leg so that the length of it is not restricting. It's double breasted. It's a beautiful green color. Love this coat. I can't. But back in the day, I bought it as my dress coat because I always had a winter dress coat. And it's long, and became really bulky wearing it every day. And it's a really, really nice coat, so I didn't want to ruin it by dragging the ham in and out of the car, the slush, the whatever. See, the other thing that's good about it is the buttons only go to here, so that when you walk, it opens, and the vent, and you can see that it's really easy to walk in. I gotta get off my butt and start wearing this more. Like, this is a beautiful coat. And it still works with my coloring. Thank God it's not camel, because I used to go nuts over camel coats. Thank God I decided to get something different that year and got the green one, which I actually love. So, okay, I need to wear that more. Now, I've got, you can't see me around here, one other Max Mara coat. Which I wrote about last year on the blog. This is not a Max Mara. This is a Max Mara. It's not studio, it's not weekend. Hence it's higher quality than the other two, but anyway, this is, last year I wrote about this when I was writing about teddy coats, and how really with the alpaca in this, it's quite fluffy in a way. It's kind of, it's charcoal, and sometimes it looks black and sometimes it looks charcoal. This is a great coat. This coat falls just below my knee, and I keep thinking I need one coat that's not super long and one that's not a car coat length, you know, like above the knee. Both of my other Max Mara coats are above the knee, and this, I've been wearing this when I go on dressy occasions. I think I haven't worn it in a long time. I wore it once last winter and wrote a post about it. So yeah, again, I need to be mixing up what I'm wearing as far as coats go this winter. I need to promise myself that. See how the sleeves in this are so nice and long? I mean, for a coat that fits, usually to get the sleeve length that long for me, I have to have a coat that's so big everywhere else it's all floppy. Not oversized in a nice way, but just too big. Yeah, so this year I need to make a pledge to wear my winter coats, to mix it up a little bit and stop wearing just my pink one or my white one. Or if it's super blizzardy and blowy, I'll wear my heavy, big down coat. I need to wear the green one and this one in particular, although I'm not going to pledge to wear the brown one very much, even though I'm not getting rid of it. So that's pretty much it for coats. Okay, as you can see, I've moved outside. It is 16 degrees. I think it's 16. I can't believe it. Hubby's having an amazing day golfing, I'm sure. So once I packed everything into garment bags, all three of my spring, 2 coats and a jacket, pulled out the coats that I'm going to keep in constant rotation and left a couple of them, I guess 3 of them, in garment bags. That long green one, I left it in its garment bag because it's cashmere and wool, and it already has a moth hole in the bottom. You can't really see it, it's on one of the facings, but I won't be wearing it all the time. So yeah, so I organized those, packed them away, feels really good, and I made myself a cup of tea because I felt I deserved it. And I'm thinking, you know, for somebody who has always had a reputation of being a clothes horse, I have 2 down coats, a jacket and a long one, 2 knee length, just above the knee length car coat type things, the 2 Max Mara, 1 just below the knee dressy coat, that's that alpaca charcoal Max Mara, and 1 very long dress coat. So that's 6. And that's okay. That's lots of coats, actually. I mean, I don't need any more coats. I have a really long coat, I have a long down, I have a short down, blah, blah, blah. I may feel the need, maybe, in the next, probably not this year, because we're going to be confined to barracks so much this winter, but I'm pretty sure next winter I will probably feel the need to update my coat collection a little bit. I've already been doing a little online perusing. I'd really love to have something simple, a little bit oversized, and in between my long green one and my car coat. It's like just below the knee. Just to update my look a little bit. I've been looking at several brands. I'll link some of them in the post. So I may feel the need, the desire, if you will, because I really can't call it a need, to update my coat wardrobe a little bit. And I was kind of thinking, you know, when I first started working full-time as an adult, we had a winter coat. For years and years and years, I had a winter coat. Sometimes, I'll never forget the time in high school when I went out to buy my winter coat, and I came home with a plaid, red and black plaid, bomber jacket type thing with black elastic, the elasticized trim around and around. I came very close to Mom making me take that coat back, because literally my bum froze all winter, and I did not dare admit it because it really was not a very warm winter coat, but it was really stylish. So yeah, we always had a winter coat, and I remember shopping at Breton's here in Ottawa, which for a long time, before I could afford to shop at Holt's, Breton's was the place to go for coats. They always had a really lovely selection of coats. And I remember buying my winter coat, buying a camel double-breasted long winter coat when I was still in my 20s. I might have been in my early 30s, actually. I know I was with hubby because I remember I bought the coat, and 2 days later I was into Breton's and it was 30% off. And I was so upset because I think I paid like $700 for it, which was like huge for me. I could not really afford that. And I remember going to, Stu and I used to go to his mom's for dinner once a week. And I remember being really upset that this coat is 30% off. And it was the first week of November, it was 30% off. And so I called Breton's, and I was really proud of myself because I really was not used to asserting myself with sales people. And I complained that, you know, because at the time you didn't expect coats to go on sale in November. Now you kind of do, but anyway, I went in and they gave me the 30% back on the coat, so I was really pleased. I wore that darn coat for 7 years. It was so worn in the front where the buttons were that because it was a beautiful soft, must have had some cashmere in it, pay that price for it, and it was worn through, you know, worn to the more basic looking fabric. I don't know what it was worn down to. Anyway, coat memory for you. I don't know why clothing always conjures up memories for me. So yeah, so that's the coat story for this season. I hope you didn't find it too boring. Yeah, you should let me know in the comments if you're watching this on YouTube or in the blog post. What's your coat situation? How many coats do you think someone really needs? And how many do you actually have? Okay, I've talked enough. I've finished my tea. I'm going to go change and go for a walk before I lose the beautiful weather. So, see you next time.